Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My friend Thulani Maseko had a wicked sense of humor. And given that this is the last award to be presented this evening, he would probably say something like, "This is the only award before you get a bathroom break." He would probably then add something like, "Henry VIII probably said what I tell you now to his wives. I won't keep you very long." 300 days ago, my friend Thulani Maseko was at home on his family farm in Swaziland. Tulani loved his goats and his chickens, but he wasn't a farmer. He was a highly effective anti-corruption crusader and human rights lawyer who used the instruments of law to fight injustice. He was a romantic. He used these instruments inside a dictatorship. I had the privilege of getting to know Tulani when the government of the dictator of Swaziland put him in prison for simply practicing law in a very simple case involving a ticket, a traffic ticket. He represented the person who gave the traffic ticket to a high court judge. The high court judge wanted his car released. And the person who gave the ticket, clearly a romantic, said no. So they put him and they put his lawyer, Tulani, in prison. In Tulani's case, in leg irons, in solitary confinement, with a punishment that is more than 100 years old, leg irons. And it took an international campaign to achieve his liberation. He continued his work, undaunted, continuing to use the law to hold his own government accountable, to force the King of Swaziland and his government to play by their own rules. A humble and courageous lawyer, he was at home 300 days ago this evening, and he was watching a football match between two South African teams. He was with his wife, Tanele, who has been his partner of 16 years and a part and parcel of every case and every initiative that he was involved with. He was with his two sons, Gosenthe and Gosvile, 10 and 7 years old. A hired assassin working on direct orders of King Mzwati approached the house, and through a window, he shot Tulani in the head, with his children and wife next to him. That political murder ended the life of my dear friend. Tonight, I'm extraordinarily grateful to you for honoring him. His wife is here to not just collect this award, but to continue his legacy. I ask you to please welcome Tanele Maseko.
Ambassadors, government ministers, my lords, my ladies, and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Tanele Maseko, and I come from Swaziland, Africa's last absolute monarch. My late husband, human rights lawyer, used the law as a tool to fight this horrible dictator. Tulani was committed to social justice. He was committed to fight for democracy in Swaziland. Like many amongst you today, you are here alive. You're with your families. Unfortunately, I had to pick up my husband's brain mass. I had to pick up his skull. And my 2 young boys, we had to try and resuscitate him back to life. He was cold. For merely seeking justice, the horrible dictator shot him dead in front of me and my 2 young boys. I am humbled to stand before you today and very grateful to Bill for this prestigious award. And in that shallow grave, my dearest husband, Tulani, the world remembers you. But I'm also receiving this award, and I want you to allow me to launch the Justice for Tulani campaign, where we will seek accountability for his death. And I also want to plead with you to support and stand with us in solidarity as the Thulani Maseko Foundation to continue to seek for democracy in Swaziland, to continue to fight for those honest civilians who continue to walk with bullets in their bodies. I plead with you, our friends, to continue to highlight the gross human rights violations that continue to happen in Swaziland. No amount of prison, certainly no amount of death, will silence us. We will continue to fight for democracy. We will continue to fight for human rights. We shall never surrender. Thank you very much.